Shelly, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Clay Cleaver here, a native of Cherokee County, born and raised here.
And what do you got there with you?
I've got a CSA sword here with the Confederate States of America.
And who owned the sword?
It's been in my family forever. I inherited it.
Can you tell us a little bit about your great-grandfather?
Well, Henry Clay Cleaver was in the Confederate Army, and in 1859 he got his law license. He was a lawyer before the war broke out, and he was a captain for a long time, and before the end of the war he was a major.
And you said you had a picture of him with you?
Yeah, I've got a picture right here of Henry Clay Cleaver right here. Yeah. Yeah.
Did your family ever tell you stories about him growing up?
Oh yeah, my grandmother, she was a school teacher. She went to the Rusk College down here at Rusk, where her dad was the city marshal. He was a captain in the Civil War, and told me a lot of stories about the Cleaver family. And she was a Tatham before she married a Cleaver. And they told me a lot about the Civil War, about different things that that happened. Just one of the things, when you was out there fighting, maybe you didn't know everybody didn't have uniforms, and find out where he was a Yankee or not, you would say it's nice to be back among the Magnolias again. If he didn't know what you was talking about, you knew he was a Yankee, because they don't have magnolia trees up north.
Larry, have you heard this story before about the Magnolia trees?
No. Yeah.
Have you heard anything similar like that?
I think Southerners are famous for having tales that relate to their environment and their mores, and they're great at telling those stories.
Now, Shelly, you said that your grandfather is buried nearby, and that you are going to be buried in the same cemetery. Which cemetery is that?
That's Myrtle Springs Cemetery. It's between Lone Star and Ponte on 4501 County Road. And I've got about 7 generations buried there. I've got a wife and a son and a daughter already buried there, and I'll be buried beside them. And of course, my mother and daddy's buried there, and my brother's already got his tombstone to be buried there. So.
Now, you are a board member of the Cherokee County Historical Commission, correct?
Well, yeah, I'm on the Historical Commission, yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, we do historical markers and preserve any kind of history, and we're working on a veterans project right now, trying to get all the veterans in the county to turn their pictures into the library here in Jacksonville. And we do a lot. We put a marker between there and Russ, where Bill Brunt, the sheriff, got shot in '39. And Mary Brunt, his wife, the commissioner's court made her sheriff. And when she strapped that gun on back in '39 with that dress, Al Dexter had a band here in town. He used to play down here at Acker's Drug. I've seen him play this song.
Here in Jacksonville?
Here in Jacksonville, Pistol Packin' Mama. And it was the #1 song when he wrote it and come out with it.
Pistol Packin' Mama was a very famous song throughout World War II, and many PT boats were called Pistol Packin' Mama, and many airplanes were called Pistol Packin' Mama. And the story goes that Al Dexter had a bar, and a gal comes running into the bar, and turns out one of his gals who served drinks had been after this gal's husband, and so she's got this gun, and she chases this gal outside and into the pasture and down the road, and that's where he got the song Pistol Packin' Mama from.
And Al Dexter was from Jacksonville, correct?
Al Dexter was born and raised in Jacksonville. He is a country music legend. He's the first man to win a Golden Globe Award, and I believe he won an Academy Award.
Yeah.
He's the first country western singer to appear on Broadway. He is famous throughout there, and we have a collection of his songs here at the museum, along with some other things about him.
Now, Shelly, you grew up with Al Dexter, correct?
Yeah, I've seen Al Dexter down here at Acker's Drug. They had a balcony there, and at 4 o'clock on Saturday, and you couldn't even get down Commerce Street. Everybody wanted to hear Al Dexter, and I believe his name band was Troubadours or something.
Yeah, I think it was. He was the one who pretty much popularized honky tonk,
Oh yeah,
and that's where all that honky tonk came from, was from Al Dexter.
So honky tonk, in a way, or at least part of the genre of music, started here in Jacksonville.
Well, he certainly popularized it. It may have started someplace else, but he's the one who really brought it to national attention. Yeah.
Shelly, would you be able to show us that sword a little bit up close, please?
yeah. There's CSA, Confederate States of America.
So the store has some fine engraving on it.
Yeah,
It looks like it's stainless steel here,
yeah,
and it's obviously made by hand.
yeah,
And it's slightly beveled right down here.
yeah.
And they beveled the sword because it made it easier when you stab somebody. It made it easier to get it back
See, it's
out.
got the Confederate flag on this
Yep, there's a
side.
Confederate flag on that side.
See right there.
Where's the flag at?
Right.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, right there.
It's got different insignias on different sides.
Now,
Yes,
this has
it's-
been in your family now for 4 generations. What do you?
This
do you
has
plan
been in
on
my
keeping in your family?
Yeah,
Can I look at it just a little bit more?
yeah. I belong to Sons of the Confederacy, and when I draw the sword, hold it up, and when I bring it down, the guys shoot the musket. See, when we have a
So this is stainless steel. This is solid brass right here, all the way around. Okay, and then this is a skin of some kind.
yeah, it's a skin on it.
And then this is a wire braid
Yeah,
that goes around here. There's a brass wire braid, and it culminates down inside there. So. And over here, so this top comes off, and then the manufacturer had to reach down there and grab those to tie them off. So it's beautifully made. Probably weighs, I don't know, 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Probably about 10 pounds, and still is in excellent condition.
and it's illegal for me to wear this.
Sure, and it's a sword, not a saber. It's what they would call a sword. And this was the knuckle guard here,
Yeah,
which guard your knuckles there. So that's kind of the technical thing. And then the scabbard itself, I guess we'll put this back in.
yeah.
Okay. And then the scabbard is also made of stainless steel.
Yeah,
It doesn't have any writing on it,
no.
but it's also made by hand,
Yeah.
and then affixed to the leather. Now the leather looks like it's probably was redone.
Yeah, that's redone.
Yeah.
See, this is where when you're carrying it, you wear it right there.
Okay.
But when you get on your horse,
You adjust it, turn so the camera can see it.
see, you take this out, and where it'll hang down when you're riding
And lower
in the
right
saddle.
horse.
see.
Okay, all right, that's good.
Yeah.
And the
It's got the star on it, because see, that meant you was from Texas.
Texas
The
Star. on it,
Confederate
yeah.
belt buckle had a star on it.
Now, this was an officer's sword, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did enlisted men also have a sword?
They generally had like a long bayonet.
They had a bayonet.
More like that type of item. Swords were generally for officers.
This is like the sword that Robert E. Lee gave to Grant when he surrendered, and Grant gave it back to him.
That's correct, at Appomattox, yeah.
I've been there.
I've been to Appomattox too. I don't recall you being there at the time, but okay.
Well, Shelly, it's really a treasure, and thank you so much for bringing this by the museum.
Well, I was glad because this man here has done a lot for the museum, and I'm just glad he's here in Jacksonville because the artifacts here are wonderful, and we had a great time here yesterday. I
thanks,
mean,
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
standing room only.
It was great.
And I think this museum is getting more famous each day, and that sign that they got out there lets people know where it is.
Yeah, it works out good.
Absolutely. Well,
Thanks, Shelly.
Thank you, brother.
Always good to see you.
Good to see you too.